What is up, TBC squad? It's your boy Tuffio's coming at you guys with yet another video. Today we're gonna be getting that Trans Am started, so let's get wrenching. We are back on another Saturday, and well, you guys already pretty much figured this one out for yourself. We are actually going to be picking up the alternator today. I need to get this thing off and go take it to O'Reilly's, get the Kofi, and hopefully get the new one pretty much ordered. And that way, hopefully, it'll be here tomorrow, and I can put it back on, and which not. They'll actually tell me the day that it'll be here, so I'm hoping that it will be here on Sunday and not Monday. That would definitely help out. Now I finally got it off the Trans Am. Now it is about time that we go ahead and head over to O'Reilly's, get the new one ordered. I actually got some really good news, actually. You guys are gonna love this one. I went ahead and I took the alternator right here to O'Reilly's, and I got some really amazing news about that little situation. Instead of me getting it tomorrow, I'm actually going to go pick it up right now. I'm gonna go ahead to this other one, go pick it up, go home, put it on, get everything else on, the hoses, fill it up with coolant, put the fan back on, and hopefully by tomorrow, we should be able to see if she starts again. Well, look what I just picked up, the alternator. Really good alternator too. We're gonna get this installed as soon as I pick up my fries from the McDonald's right here. We're gonna go ahead and head home. I'm driving in my friend's Dodge Challenger right now. Got the Challenger right there. It's a beautiful car, actually. I really want to do a review on it. I just really haven't had a time. We finally got the alternator in now. Let's take a look at that real quick. There's the nice, beautiful alternator. Brand new, ladies and gentlemen. It actually looks a lot more better in here. Just matching with everything, pretty much. I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the water pump now. Getting this thing all pretty much mounted down, secured. It is going to be a little bit more work for this Trans Am. We do need to replace this thing really, really bad. I'm going to be working on it. I'm going to try to replace it. This part right here, though, is only like 40 bucks, so it's really not that much. But the alternator and everything else that we have replaced in this car is really, really, really expensive. So if you guys are ever in the market to restore a Trans Am or any older classic car, you guys should know what the prices of everything is just by watching me and how much struggle it's taking to rebuild this car. It took us over a year. We're planning to get it done by July or June, by the end of June, so that we can get the paint and the tires, and then that's it. And then it's ready for the market, guys, because we're, like I said, we're running short on funds here, and it's really a struggle, especially that he has to paint me every day, and then car stuff, and it's just a struggle, guys. But anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this video off. Today, we're going to go ahead and get this water pump strapped down. I need to put that plate back on the water pump so it can hold that water pump down. Put that Ulti-Spark thing back in there, hook up all the hoses, and then BAM! This stud right here is where that plate goes on to. You gotta unscrew that. I just put it there just to hold the water pump in place. And then you put this guy goes up there, and then that bolt, and then you go ahead and put your Ulti-Spark on there, and that's pretty much it, guys. And then there's this wire that sits right here that needs to be bolted back onto this plate. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't forget, make sure that this thing is tightened really, really well to the torque spec. Definitely don't want that coming off. And especially your water pump. You definitely don't want that falling off either. It has been a little bit of a struggle trying to get this plate on over here. I was actually getting a little bit frustrated with it, and I actually finally figured out how it actually goes on. So the bolt that you pulled out that was holding pretty much this on, right? The long bolt with the nut at the very middle of it, and it has two threads on each side. You thread that into the water pump first, you put your plate over, and how your plate actually goes, it goes just like that. So you see the words that are in this pile right here, and there's also words right here, which you guys cannot see, but this little circle right here goes towards that way, towards the driver, or whatever side you want to be on. It goes that way. And then this part right here goes right next to the ignition coils, and the other part sits right here. And I don't know, mine has a little divot right here. So if yours has a little divot, then you know exactly where this goes. It just sits just like that. That little coupling thing that sits right there is right here. And then there's a hole. So make sure you do it that way, and you'll be just fine. That is the proper way. There ain't nothing on YouTube, so don't try looking. I'm the only guy that will actually teach you guys how to put this thing back on. The same thing with the water pump, and the same thing with your pulley right here. So that pretty much wraps it up for the engine for tonight, guys. Good thing about this alternator though, is it actually came with a brand new bolt. So the bolt that you have, that I actually put on top of the battery, is no bueno. It's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do with it, I'm gonna keep it above here, right here next to my sandpaper, just in case I might need it. I need to clean up. Today is the end of today. But guys, we're getting really, really close to hearing this thing start. Really, really close. If you don't hear it this weekend, the next video comes out, bam, she would definitely be ready to be ran. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button to see plenty more on this 1997 Pontiac. Pretty sure I'm going to tell you on the outro once again, but right now I'm telling you guys because it is going to be an amazing adventure with this beast right here. I can't wait until the motor is complete. Once the motor is done, then I have to finish the rest of the interior, which is the seat brackets and the visors. Once the seat brackets are on and the visors are good, I only have that one little windshield thing right here that I gotta actually glue on to the dash. That way it doesn't come flying up or hitting you in the face when you're driving. That won't be right? I'm gonna definitely do that, get all that situated, make sure everything is secured. I need to put the passenger and the driver seat buckle back in. The seat belts are already pretty much in, so that's always a good thing. I might have to go pick up some extra bolts at GM. I don't want to mess up the holes, and you know, you have to be really careful because these cars, man, tell you what, a lot of it is built out of steel and aluminum. Well guys, today is doomsday. I actually got the belt put back on. Really easy as long as you follow the diagram. I've done belts for a long time, so I know exactly how they go on. How you take them off is the same way you put the belt back on. I do have a little thing that I need to do still, which is I need to put the pumps and all the hoses back on, such as the air pump. I definitely got to make sure I put that back on. There is a delete thing out there that you have to rewrite your computer and you can delete the air pump. They are not making those no more, so if you need to replace that, don't try looking because they don't make them anymore. So that, it resolves the air pump issue. If you do have that code that pops up on your dash, then what you have to do is you have to find the fuse, pull out the fuse, and go get your computer rewritten again because that thing is gone. They don't make them anymore. You know, this car is not that old. It's, well, a 97, so it's really not that old. It is a classic in other terms, but everything that I have done to this car so far has been brand new parts left and right. We're talking about, we got the belt, the distributor, the alternator, the water pump, new coolant, and we also have fuel in the fuel tank. We also did ignition coils and spark plugs. So this car is ready to be ran, guys. I cannot wait to actually get this car running. One thing that I need to do inside here is I need to put the airbag back because I definitely don't want the light to come on and I don't want it to trigger anything. So just for safety precautions, I'm definitely going to put it on there. I know that you can actually start a car without the airbag, but I'm going to do it for my own safety. That way I know that I'm secured and whatnot. But I am definitely going to put that thing back on. We're going to try to get this car started today. I really want to get it started because it is doomsday today. Doomsday is the thing that I created, way back when I first started this car, and I knew that one day I was going to get towards the engine, working on the engine, and now I finally have that advantage to actually get in there, work on the engine, put the engine together, take it apart, fix things. It's a blessing, man. I really am blessed to actually be here today doing this car. I cannot wait until it is finished. Also, always want to double check your work. So make sure that every little sensor is plugged in. Double check all your hoses, everything. From point A to point B. Anything that you took off, double check and make sure that it's put on the right way. I cannot stress that enough. I've heard many people say, oh man, you know, I had a classic like that before. What happened? Oh, I rebuilt it and I forgot to plug something in and I broke it. Huh. That sucks. Well, you know, I could probably fix it for you. There's gonna be a lot more merch coming. I'm actually working on a different design. I want to be different than anybody out there on YouTube. So if you want to help support me and you want to be a Rebel G, pick up some good tees. I'll see you guys in just a few seconds. Here it is. The belt is finally on. It looks really good with the brand new alternator sitting right here. You got the brand new water pump. The only thing I gotta do is put this thing back on, and I hope the seal's fine. I gotta screw that back on, and then I gotta put the air pump back on, put all the hoses back in, put this fan right here back into the car. So I hope that I can get the fan back in here. And then I'm also going to make sure that all my connections are plugged in the right way and the right place. I had to retake this off to plug in back in the sensor. I always double check my work before I continue doing anything because I definitely don't know what I did the night before. You always want to make sure, like I said, what you do and how you do it is the best way. Make sure all your connections are secured and pushed down as far as they go. I am going to go ahead and start putting this air pump in, put this thing in, and that fan. So let's get busy for today. As far as this goes right here, you do need to take it off your old one because it doesn't come with your water pump. And what I did, actually, I took a little bit more of a caution and I actually stuck some sealant inside of here as well, just for extra precaution. You don't need to do it. You should be able just to buy the O-ring, replace that ring that's in there, which is basically the sealer. You can buy and replace that one, and then there's a little thing that sits inside of this that has a spring on it. You need to make sure you take that off too, because that goes on the bottom of this, and then goes that little rubber seal. So you need to make sure that you have all those things put into this right here, and then you need to take this part off. I already did the pleasure of cleaning it as good as I could. Doesn't look like it's, you know, off an old one. The only thing is you got a little bit of rust, but these are hard to find and they're really expensive. I didn't want to replace it or buy a new one because of the expense, so we just ended up putting our old one on here. Just like they said, just put your old one on there, put your hoses back in. The most important thing is the water pump, so I'm glad I got that finally on there. Next, guys, is the tubes, the fan, and then we start her. Just like I promised, it is doomsday, and yes, it has been raining. Finally got everything hooked up. The little things that you guys missed basically was just me putting the fan in and putting the little air duct here back on and connecting, of course, all the cords. So everything is connected. I got the battery connected right now. It is going to be the first time starting with brand new pretty much everything. I put a lot of coolant in there, still needs a little bit more, but it should be okay. I put a whole gallon, 3.75 inside of here, so it should be just fine. I'm gonna go grab my client real quick and show him how the car starts. So let's do it. Alright guys, so we finally made it back home. I got some good news, I got some bad news, and I got some whatever news that you guys will definitely like to hear. So what we did today is we got a lot done. We put everything pretty much back on. We plugged in all the sensors and everything inside the Trans Am, and then we tried to start it for the first time. Now, when we tried to start it for the first time, the car didn't want to start. And what happened is that it made a pop noise, and then we smelt something. We smelt either the alternator, the belt, I don't know what we were smelling, but something was burning inside of the motor. But I'm pretty sure that it is the alternator. It's never been started. When I finally went to go ahead and start it for the first time, it made that pop noise, and then it smelled like something was burning, which, you know, you're going to smell that when you first put something brand new in something. It's going to have that time to break in. But what really makes me curious is that pop noise before that smell. After we tried to start it for the second time, it didn't want to start because the battery was dead. So I went ahead and charged it. Usually the car just starts right up, even with the charger on there. It just starts. This time, it didn't want to start. I noticed that inside of the dash, all the lights dimmed down, and pretty much everything dimmed down. So it wasn't getting enough juice flow. Either that, or the battery is just 100% toast. So we're going to try to get a new one next week. We're going to try this again. We're going to see if it pops like that again, which I hope to God it does not. I just want to be done with this car, and I want to be able to hear it roar again. That's my biggest thing. Like, I really wanted to start it today, but I couldn't because the battery was just dead. So it really does suck. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you guys go ahead and smack that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell on the side. Give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down in the section down below. And I will see you guys on the next episode.